One thing that I would really love to see at some point is high altitude balloon triangulation on the sun. Like, get, I don't know, 4 or 5 strategically placed high altitude weather balloons and see if we can get a good, triangulation on the sun above the thickest layer of the troposphere. So I know that's a tall order, but at some point, I think that would help to give us a better idea of the size and distance to the actual sun.
Okay. Well, that is something I know that people like Victor Brewer are talking about with gimbaled cameras and stuff like that, and also having multiple locations fire off balloons at the same time. I know Dwayne Kellum is very interested in doing that with us, and we still have a balloon that we can throw into the mix as well. We just have to figure out exactly how we're going to do this. Now, I know Jaron was talking to somebody this week about that very thing, and I don't know how that conversation went, but believe me, we're talking about it and trying to figure out a way that we can actually make that come to fruition.
Yeah, I definitely think that on a larger scale, there's some things in the works, but if on a smaller scale, I agree with John that I just want to do a 3 balloon test where you've got the sun, maybe noon for Colorado, and launch one in California and Texas and say in New York. And the only problem with that, we really want to make sure we have the right people in those head positions and that they've done the launching before, as obviously Bob and I learned, and I know Dwayne has learned the hard way, that you're not going to always recover your balloon. And so having some certain procedures in place, you can definitely increase your chances of making sure that is returned. But it would be kind of catastrophic if we get 3 people together and we launch these 2 balloons and only 2 of them end up returning and the other one's lost. So we want to make sure that we've got 3 quality people or groups that are in charge of each of those, and that we coordinate a time to do that. Because I do think that many people have seen the image that you see from most balloon footages where the sun is out, looks like a distance away and relatively low compared to the camera view. And if you've got 3 cameras that are recording that same view essentially of the sun above Colorado at noon, the sun cannot be 93 million miles away. It's impossible. There would be no way. It has to be significantly up into the sky from one of those camera views for it to be anywhere close to being far away from the Earth. So it's something that I know we want to do, and we will try and work on how to best get those groups together. And I know some people have talked about making sure to have a level showing the whole time on the camera view. And another that I thought was interesting, somebody said, you usually see those little, it'll be a beer can or a little alien guy that kind of comes out into the view. Somebody had a pretty good idea of putting a mirror there so that you're essentially getting 2 balloon shots or 2 camera shots. You're getting your regular shot from your camera looking out, but the whole time you always see behind you. And then to have a little level below that. And if you have 3 balloons doing that, observing the sun at noon above Colorado from basically you're surrounding it, New York, California, and Texas, I think that the results for the price would be amazing.
Yeah, and stuff like that should be funded by like NASA's tax dollars. So if everybody writes their congressman and says they want to get rid of NASA and fund FE Corps instead, we could do it lickety-split.
Absolutely. Yeah. And for $52 million a day, we would technically need like 0.0001% of that to do a test like this. But unfortunately, they're busy playing opera in the pool or something, whatever you want to call it.
Yep. Playing ping pong with water.
There you go. Okay, guys.
Oh, they did that? Nice. Wow, that's impressive.
Planting cabbage in space for the first time for the 10th time.
Yeah.
All right.